Peace, Eon FAM. I got a video about the books I've been reading. This is the book list for the Aquarius season. Shifting into this age, into this I know. So the first one I got at the top is Sacred Symbols of the Dogon. The key to advanced science in the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. This is by Laird Scranton. Forward by John Anthony West. This is a good book for actually referencing if you're studying different like hieroglyphics and if you're looking into the cosmogony and cosmology. So first of all, cosmogony is how the universe is formed, and it speaks on that. It goes into depth and also the different analogies, the different similarities between the Dogon and the Egyptian. It took me a while, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a minute before I fully digested this book. When I was first reading it, based off of my experiences, it was, for me, trying to realize how this related to me. But I found out later on when I made the video, when I spoke on the pneumo consciousness, how that relates. So if you didn't see that video, you can go check that out. But yeah, this is the first one that was at the top, so we're just going with that. Let's see, since we're on the same topic, this is Herbach, Living Face of the Ancient Egypt. I haven't yet started this, but this is very good when it comes with the initiate sciences, how they had the mystery systems in Kemet, how we used to get down back in the day, you feel me? How we used to have to study for 40 years before we became knowledgeable in whatever trade. It speaks on herbach, which actually means chickpeas. Don't ask me why it means chickpeas. I only read a little bit of it before, like the foreword. But it speaks on his journey. It's like a hero's journey, how he goes and goes through life. And because of his innate ability to grasp certain concepts, he's introduced into these systems of the mystics and whatnot. But it's a good read from what I could see. So definitely check this out. You could find this on Amazon. This is where I got it from. Same as this one, Sacred Symbols of the Dogon. You see it. So next we're gonna go into the history now. So this is a book you could read in like possibly 45 minutes. This is a quick 100 amazing facts about the Negro with complete proof by J.A. Rogers. So this was actually written back in the 1900s. Not like that was so long ago, but this was by an author that was from Westmoreland, Jamaica, from what I know. Talks about Moorish science, how as just the history and all, and how we are indigenous, aboriginal to the whole earth, you feel me, and how tracing the different historical events with actual proof, as it says, with facts. I actually haven't even fully read the whole thing, because I'm a person that cross-reference a lot, but I will definitely finish it at some point. So these are the two books I just got recently. This is the Jew and Negro, speaking how being a study of the Jewish ancestry from an impartial standpoint. And from what you can see on it, it's not what you may see stereotypically of the Jews, or what they call the Ashkenazis. What we're looking at is how the different peoples, different nations at the time, or what they call root races. It speaks on the Semitic race, the Hamitic in the beginning. I haven't really gotten into this one yet, but this is definitely I heard a lot of good things from, and it's relatively cheap, so definitely get it now while you can. You see it. So we have Othello's Children in the New World: Moorish History and Identity in the African American Experience by Jose V. Pimienta Bay, PhD. I was put onto this book by Grand Sheikh Cujo L. He was speaking on how, read an excerpt, it struck me. So this is actually a book I spent a couple days ago, the whole day just reading and actually cross-referencing it with actually this. You can cross-reference it with the Bible. And this is why I added this to it. So people who are not Christians anymore, or who, had some epiphany and spiritual realization. But there's a lot of truths in the Bible. You have to see it from different points, both like on a metaphysical level and also historical. Yeah, this is a really good read so far. Definitely would recommend. This is like probably 9 out of 10 so far. Possibly more, we'll see. But this has a lot of info. Speaking on, African history as a whole and giving good understanding. We got Man's Higher Consciousness. This is a book I just started reading too. And this one is fire for real. Like, this is some fire. It's talking about how we used to keep our bodies maintained in a good state of health, how to eat properly, how we're supposed to be breathing, getting oxygen in ourselves. It speaks on even how people live 350 years. Like 500 years ago, there was a man who lived. There's a lot of info, that's not mainstream because it would conflict a lot of ideas the society has that is supposedly normal. But yeah, this is an interesting book for sure. Has a lot of good points in it and treasures, you could say. This is a book I recommend everybody to actually get because this breaks down how etymology and vocabulary is used in your everyday. How you, for example, use words like nice and it actually means ignorant and not knowing. A lot of people don't even know that. I didn't know it until I read this, so we're in the same boat, trust me. But these are how you can find any word based off of the root word and the suffix, how basically like how these combinations affect your reality and how you can always tell. But it's something that they don't teach in school, because people would be able to really read and even understand things like, for example, contract law, how that works. They say the pen is mightier than the sword for real. Because whatever you write down, whatever you say, it holds that vibration, it holds you to it for real. So this is by Abdullah L. Talib Mozi Bey. You can contact him, I believe, at IG Moors the Masonry. Yeah, it's actually right here. You can check this out. Here's it. Some good stuff, and he also has some other books in here, but we just focusing on this for now because I've been reading that. So yeah, this is a book I was reading a lot over a while. I'm actually almost done this one. Nature Knows No Color Line. Also been cross-referencing this as well. This book is packed full of information. historical accounts. Goes into even in England, what we know as Europe, how so much history of African Moorish history is there, and how family crests had what they call heraldry, which is basically a lot of melanated faces were in these family crests. You could find, like, it says the Moors of Yorkshire, all types of things in there, you see it. So if you're really looking into tracing even your lineage, possibly, this is a good book, and getting better understanding of history. So that should be it for the history books. I feel like we're in history class right now. It's all good. I'm a history teacher today. We got this is a book really good for personal development, Handbook to Higher Consciousness. It has a lot of good points, a lot of good aspects, and it really does bring attention to how we create our reality every day, you know, and whatever we focus on, it grows. So this is definitely a phenomenal book I've been reading, and I definitely would recommend. Let me see if it has an author on here like that. It may have one of those hidden authors. Oh, it says Ken Keyes Jr. So yeah, that's him. So yeah, y'all can check this out. Good read. I've seen somebody else I actually follow on IG with this book before too, so it's legit, you know what I'm saying? Right Use of Will. This one is called Right Use of Will, Healing and Evolving the Emotional Body. This book's, and I actually did a video speaking on a concept in the book about how the spirit and the will, interact, especially on this physical plane. We all exist on the earth that way. We have sometimes we can have a split where we reside more on one than the other, and it speaks on how that can occur, and how actually, based off of the authors or the person who received it, they said that Atlantis and Lemuria had different accounts based off of that, and you could read more into that, and I was surprised to see that, but this has some very good, interesting perspective, you could say, on it, you know. So definitely would say take a look at that too. And this is a book I've been really meaning to get to, The Art of War, and many may have heard of it, but I definitely will at some point. But I wanted to throw it in there because based off of what's going now, I've come to realize the art of war has to do with the shadow self. Edition like that. Okay. Yeah, so this is the art of war, you know. It's a good space to have this type of knowledge of self, that your enemy is closer than they seem to appear. I'm just gonna read you a excerpt from it. It says, "Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. If you know the enemy and know thyself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. The consummate leader cultivates the moral law and strictly adheres to method and discipline. There is no instance of a country having been benefit from prolonged warfare. The way to avoid what is strong is to strike what is weak." So yeah, these are some tactical ways of looking at whatever obstacles. It's very interesting, man. I've heard some things I'm not gonna even share because, but I definitely will say he's interesting for sure. But yeah, that sums it up for this video. This is just a quick video, relatively, on the book list for the Aquarius going into this season through the eyes of Eon El Temple, the vision. Yeah, I got my brother in the cut, but you'll probably see me in another video. And y'all, stay blessed. Peace and prosperity. Peace and prosperity. Easy Ashe. Stay on temple.